Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm testing out some products from KAB Cosmetics, and I have tested out their lip kits before and I did do a full review which I'll link down below also in this video for you so you can check it out. But I actually put a new order into KAB Cosmetics at the beginning of this week, and I actually put the order in on Monday and it arrived by Friday, and I live in the UK so it took 5 days to come all the way from the US, which is absolutely incredible. So everything that I have is in this box right here. So it does have the KAB Cosmetics thing at the top, and then you've also got the products in there, and honestly these were actually really well packaged as well. So they did come in a lot of bubble wrap, but it wasn't one of those where it was over the top with bubble wrap, and like I said, the shipping was very quick as well. And I'm actually really excited to test these out because some of these are best sellers and everyone's been raving about them and saying how good they are on the website, and I thought I'd go ahead and test these out. So if you're new to my channel and you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and also make sure to hit the bell icon just so you're notified every time I load a new video. So I do apologise for my voice. I've been out pretty much all day today and my hay fever has started and it's really irritating my throat, so I do sound a little bit like a robot at the moment. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and test these products out. I did purchase them with my own money, and all opinions are my own and all thoughts as well. So if it's a good product or if it's a bad product or if it's something that I feel like you don't really need in your collection and you can probably get a dupe of, then I will let you know. Now all these products I haven't tested out before, and I haven't actually tested out anything in these categories either. I have tested out the lip kits, which I really do like. The glazed one is the best one that I've tried, and I've also tried the blush me ups and also the glow me ups, and I really do like them as well. Now like I said, I do like the products that I've tested out from KAB Cosmetics before, but this is going to be a whole first impression on these products, so I do have high hopes because I do really like them and I've had really good reviews. But you know, if something isn't actually worth it or I feel like that something else is better in my collection, then I will let you guys know. So I'm gonna go ahead, test out these products, and we're gonna zoom in and see how they go. So I've zoomed you guys in so we can test out these products, and I have already put on my foundation, concealer and eyebrows because I don't have any of those products on their website. So the first product that I'm actually going to test out is something that I've been on the fence about buying ever since it was released, and I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and purchase it. It was actually in a set and I did save money on the set. Also, everything that I have in this, I saved 40% on as well because I did have a 40% off coupon code on that day. So everything was so much more affordable than what I actually paid for it. So the first product that I have is the KAB Cosmetics contour palette. Now the reason why I wasn't too sure whether I was going to purchase this or not was because I don't really contour. I really just use like cream bronzers, and I don't think I've ever used a contour palette. Actually I have. I've used the Makeup Revolution contour palette. I did like it at the time when I got it, but it's just something that I didn't really reach for because I really like cream products, especially with spring and summer, and because I do a lot of no makeup looks and I tend to reach for them. But this is actually a powder contour palette, and when I opened this in the box I was shocked at how big it was because I didn't think it would actually be this big. So this is what the palette looks like, and this is how big it is compared to my head. So this is a massive palette, and this is what the contour palette looks like. So you do get 8 shades in here. You get contour, bronze, you also get highlighter ones, you also get a banana shade in there as well. So there are quite a few different shades for different skin tones, which I think is really good. Also you get a massive mirror in there as well, and it is also cardboard, so it's one of those where if you do travel with it then it's not going to smash. And that's what I really like about these, because it's exactly the same with the blush me up and glow me ups, because if you do have plastic packaging, I remember when I used my Makeup Revolution palettes and their plastic packaging and I took them abroad with me, they broke, which was not the best thing. So I do like the fact that the pans are massive as well. Like I said, they are huge. That's the pan compared to my finger, so that's how much product that you get in there, which I think is really good. You're not going to run out of this anytime soon, even if you use it every single day. People have been raving about this, saying how much they really like it as well. This does retail for $60, so it is quite up there. Now I wouldn't really spend $60 on a contour palette, but you never know, this might be really good and actually worth the $60. But like I said, I did get this in a set, and I think it was the spring bundle that they had. Then I also got a 40% off on that as well when it was already reduced being in the bundle. And on the website it says this matte contour palette contains 8 silky powders that blend effortlessly into the skin for the perfect contour every time. Use the dark shades for a chiseled striking contour and the light shades under your eyes and other high points of the face for an instant lifting effect. No matter if you're a makeup artist or just starting out to try new makeup techniques, this palette is for you. These intensely pigmented silk-like powders make it easy to achieve any contoured look you're going for. I think I'm going to go into the shade Suntan, which is this one right here. It's like a warm tone contour. I'm just going to take my brush. For some reason my brush is just going crazy at the moment. So you do get a little bit of fallout in the pan right there, but You do get a lot of product on here. That's just one little tap in there, so you do get a lot of product. So I'm just going to use this to chisel out my cheekbones. This actually smells like the Too Faced Chocolate Solo Bronzer. It smells beautiful. It is very pigmented, that's something that I do like. It is quite a bit of fallout though. I feel like this blends out really nice actually. I do feel like that's a really nice bronzer. In person it doesn't look that dark, but in camera it actually looks quite dark, but like I said, in person it looks really nice actually. I actually really like that bronze. So this is what it looks like. It's really nice, it blends out really easily, very finely milled, smells beautiful. Yeah, it just looks really nice. So like I said, there is a little bit of fallout. It's very different to the Blush Milk palettes and the Glow Milk palettes if you have those, because those are like a sort of cream gel consistency and then it goes to powder as you apply it. So I'm going to take the shade Caramel and I'm going to take this again on this brush. And then I'm also going to carve out the sides of my nose as well. Very, very pigmented. You only literally need to tap in a little bit and then you get lots of product. As you can see on here, I only tapped in like I think 1 or 2 taps. Actually 1 tap I tapped in to do this on my nose, and very, very pigmented. I actually really like that. I really like the bronze, I like the contour as well. You only need a tiny amount of the contour because like I said, I tapped in once and it managed to do all of my nose. So I do like it, blends out really nicely. On here, on this cheek, I think I may have left it a little bit too long because it's not really blending that well. It is looking a little bit muddy, but I don't know if it's just because I have a lighter skin tone. I have like a light medium skin tone because I'm self-tanned at the moment. So I don't know if that's why. That doesn't look too bad actually, that actually looks really nice. So I'm going to take Banana, which is this one right here, and I'm going to put this underneath my eyes. Hopefully it's not too dark because my under eyes I like them to be quite bright, and this is meant to be like a brightening powder. So I really like how brightening that banana shade is. So I'm going to take the shade Vanilla Bean right here, and I'm going to take my sponge again. I'm just gonna set everything. I genuinely really like these powders. I didn't think I would because I'm very weird with contour palettes, but I'm actually happy with the way that it looks. And Banana I feel like is a really nice shade. However, I feel like that it is caking up my under eyes, so I don't think this would be the best thing for under eyes. But I do like Vanilla Bean when I've set the rest of my face products. I feel like it's a really nice brightener. And yeah, I actually really like it. The next product that I have is the Glow Powder in the shade French Kiss. And this is supposed to be like a highlighter blush hybrid. And I have said that with the darker shades you can use it for a blush. With the lighter shades you can use it as a highlighter. But this packaging is actually really beautiful. I really like that packaging that's on there. And it's also a magnetic closure, so you do get the mirror in there, and then this is a really beautiful pinky shade, and it just has KAB Cosmetics in there as well. But yeah, this is a really beautiful shade, and like I said, I do really like the packaging as well. I would never use this for a highlighter because it is just so dark for my skin tone, so I'm going to use it as a blush today, and we will see how it looks on the skin. I'm hoping it's not going to be too vibrant because I did get this in the bundle, so you couldn't really choose which shade that you wanted. So I'm just going to take a duo fibre brush and I'm just going to lightly tap in there. I do like that this has flecks of gold glitter in there as well. I really like these types of blushes because it really reminds me of the MAC Spring Sheen, which is my favourite blush of all time, and I will never get sick and tired of it. So I'm just tapping in and have a little bit of product on there, and then I'm just going to stipple it on the cheeks. I thought this would be way more vibrant than it actually is, but this is a really beautiful shade, and it does have a bit of shimmer in there as well, but it's not overpowering. I do wish it was a little bit more pigmented. I really like that shade. I feel like it goes really good with a contour as well. And I do like the shimmer in there as well. It's not too overpowering. It's really pretty. But this does blend out really nicely. I'm not sure if it's worth the money, but it is very beautiful. I feel like I might prefer my Wet n Wild blushes, and those are I think £4, so they're much more affordable. But I do like the packaging. I do feel like it is a very beautiful shade, and I feel like that it's gone on very nicely as well and blended out really nicely. And it retails for $28 and you get 6 different shades that you can choose from. So do have some nudie ones, then also have some deeper ones. This next one I'm actually really excited for, and this is the KAB Cosmetics Illuminating Dust, and I have the shade Glow. And I think I already have one of these, but I haven't tested it out before. And I did get this. This was the last product that I got in the spring bundle. So you get the contour palette, you get the highlighter, that's this, and you also get the blush that I've just tried out. But this is what the packaging looks like. So it's just really nice and sleek, and you do get a sifter in there as well. So that is what it looks like, and it's shade Glow. And I think this is one of the lightest shades. It's like a sort of champagne pink shade. And yeah, you do get the little thing in there as well. So you just need to pull out the little tab. But this looks so beautiful. This is actually a shade that I would go to. It's actually one that I'd choose, so I'm really happy that it was the one that was in the spring bundle. Now, I know that I do have a little bit of glow on my skin from that blush that I've just used, but this one is more of an illuminating powder, so it is going to give a little bit more of a shimmer to it. So I'm just going to take my highlighter brush that I use all the time. I'm just going to take a little bit of the powder. It's such a beautiful shade. Wow, okay, that is a lot. So I'm just going to tap off the excess. I'm just going to apply it to my cheek. Okay, that is a lot. I didn't need to use that much. That is pretty. But I'm going to need to blend it out because I look like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. But that glow is amazing. That's a really nice glow. I really like this. I feel like it's a really beautiful colour. I feel like that it's a little bit off with the shade for me because I am quite pale, and I feel like it is a little bit dark. It is matching the blush a lot as well, so I feel like that this would probably be good for someone that has a deeper skin tone. But you can see the difference. So this is without the illuminating powder, and this is with. Now it is accentuating my texture, but I have quite a lot of texture at the moment. I'm just gonna pop a little bit. Oh, I tell you what, Nikki Tutorials will love this glow. I feel like I've gone a little bit heavy-handed with it, but I hardly used any. So this, to warn you, is very, very pigmented. So just make sure that you use a light hand with it, but that is a glow. Now, it isn't actually as dark if you use a lighter hand, because this side I feel like it looks quite dark and matches my blush a lot, but then this side I feel like that it blends in a little bit more because I did use a little bit less. So just make sure that you use a light hand with it because it's very pigmented. I didn't even use a lot, and yeah, it did really well, so I'm impressed with this. So it does retail for $26. They also have 5 different shades. So they do have ones that are very, very fair. So one called Beam that is for very, very fair skin tones, and it's more like a white shade. And have Golden Owl, which is a very deep one, which would be beautiful on deeper skin tones. It looks stunning in all honesty. And the last product that I'm testing out is an eyeshadow palette, and this one I have sort of been on the fence about buying it ever since it came out, and the only reason for that was because it was pretty expensive. I decided, after seeing all of the really positive reviews, that I would go ahead and check this out, and in all honesty this has loads of different shades in here, and I've actually seen quite a few different looks with this palette, and I thought it was really beautiful. So I decided I was going to go on a whim and buy this because it did have the 40% off, and I thought, you know what, I can then test it out for a cheaper price and see how it is, because if I didn't like it, I didn't really want to spend like $50 on an eyeshadow palette, because to me that's a lot of money, and I don't think I've actually spent $50 or £50 on an eyeshadow palette before, but because of the 40% off I decided to go ahead and get it. So this is what the packaging looks like. So it's called the Day and Night eyeshadow palette, and it's also again cardboard, which I think is really good for travel, and it is pretty big as well. So you do get the mirror in there, and then you also get the shades. So the shades are really, really pretty. So you have matte shades, you have shimmer shades, you have pastel shades, nude shades, you have deeper shades, you have lighter shades. You've got loads of different things that you can use in here, and I actually like the fact that you can take this from day to night, so you can just add in some deeper shades to what you're already wearing, which It's a really good thing if you want a palette like that because it is very universal and you can use it for a lot of different things. Now some of the shades do look quite similar. It looks like that they're going for more of like an autumn palette with this one, so I would like to see them bring out a spring palette. But with these 3 shades right here, I feel like these are pretty good for spring. I think I might just go for the standard warm eyeshadow look that I usually do. I do really like the pastel shades and the purples, but because I do use a lot of warmer shades, I do want to sort of see how this goes compared to my other eyeshadow palettes because I do use them all the time. Price of the day and night eyeshadow palette is $52, and it says on the website the perfect eyeshadow palette is finally here. We've formulated 18 high pigmented shades to create looks for both daytime and nighttime, all in one palette. To use the softer lighter shades to create your favourite daytime looks and play around with the bolder darker shades for a more intense nighttime look. There are endless possibilities to looks you can create with this versatile palette, from flirty bright looks to the perfect smoky eye. It's your new go-to palette. The best part is it's small enough to travel with, so you'll never have to carry around multiple palettes again. So the first shade that I'm going to use is this one, burnt orange. So I'm just going to take the same brush that I usually use. I don't know which one this is because the writing's come off of it, so I'm just going to take this one. It's a little bit like a blending brush. I'm just going to tap in. That's pigmented. There's not a lot of fallout either, if you can see. There's not a lot of fallout in there, which is really good. So I'm just going to tap off the excess. That's a really nice shade and blended out really nicely, and it is pretty pigmented as well. And then with Dawn and Terracotta, these two, they do look very similar. In person they look more similar than they do on camera, but yeah, they do look really similar. So I'm going to go ahead and take Terracotta, and I'm just going to put this on the outer third, and I'm just going to deepen this up a little bit. Okay, that's really pigmented. So I only needed a little bit of that, and it's already done that. So yeah, and I'm just going to work it into the crease a little bit. It's a very beautiful shade. It's like a brick red shade. Again, not really any fallout with this. I think I'm going to do a swatch of Terracotta and Dawn and see if there's much difference between them. They still look very similar when swatched. I don't know if you can see on here. It's not really much difference between the two. So I think I'm going to swatch Starlight and Golden Hour. Okay, so Starlight is more purple pink and Golden Hour is more golden. I don't know if you can see on here. I'm going to go for Golden Hour just because it is very warm tone. So I'm just going to use my finger and just press it on. That's a really nice shade. It's a little bit more golden than my highlighter. My highlighter looks a little bit pink. I think if I did pink eyes then it would look maybe a little bit overkill. And then I think I'm going to go back in with Terracotta, just do one little dip. Should just sort of mesh the lines together. I'm going to go in with the shade Stella as well. So this one right here. Now with this Stella one, it's really reminded me of Modern Family. I love Modern Family, but the dog's called Stella. And literally I'm just hearing Sofia Vergara's voice shouting Stella in my head. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger. I'm just going to tap it on the outer third. I can't really see a lot on there. I think I'm going to get a brush. This palette reminds me of one of the Huda Beauty palettes. I don't own any palette from Huda Beauty again because it's very expensive, so I haven't ever paid the price for it. But I would like to see a comparison. So I'm going to take this little one right here that's basically like an eyeliner brush, and I'm just going to take the shade Cocoa, which is the deepest matte shade. And then I'm going to take the same pencil type of brush. I'm just going to take Terracotta and just pop this on the lower lash line, and then take the shade Burnt Orange and just put this on the inner side of the lower lash line. And because I can't really seem to find a shade that's light enough to do an inner corner highlight or the brow bone, I'm just going to take the Illuminating Dust and I'm going to use this as the highlight on my eyeshadow. And that's the entire eyeshadow look done, and I really like it. I feel like that it's paired really well together, and I do like the fact that you have shimmer and also matte shades in there. The only thing I do have to say is that there's not really a shade that's light enough for you to use as a highlighter. That's the thing that's sort of a downside for me. I don't really care that it doesn't have a matte black in there because I don't really ever use black. The only time that I use black is for my eyeliner, and sometimes I use brown, so I'm not really too worried about that. I do feel like it's nicely pigmented, but I don't feel like that Stella was as pigmented as I wanted. Overall, it's a nice palette. Anyway, that is the eyeshadow look done, and I'm going to go ahead, do the rest of my makeup, and I'm going to give you my final review and let you know what I think about these products, and let you know which ones I like, which ones I don't, what ones I'd recommend and which ones I wouldn't. So I've finished off my makeup, and this is what it looks like. So I've seen how the rest of my products applied on my skin, and also seen in natural light and also my studio lights. Also, I have asked Neil what he thinks about each of the products that I've applied. I just told him which ones I used, and he gave me a little review, basically 1 or 2 answers, and that was basically it, to let me know what he thought of all of these. I've also done some swatches of the contour palette and the eyeshadow palette, just so I can see what it actually looks like by putting my fingers in there, just to feel what the formula feels like, because it does say that everything is creamy and silky and everything like that. So I wanted to use some swatches to show you guys what they look like, and also see what each of the shades look like, the ones that I didn't use as well. So I'm going to go ahead and give my review on each of the products. So the first product is the contour palette, and this I actually really did enjoy. So I feel like it blended out really nicely. I used the contour and also the bronzer shades. So I used suntan and caramel. Really did like them. They blended out really nicely. The banana shade, it is a pretty shade, and it gave me a nice glow underneath the eyes. The only thing is, I don't feel like that I would use this again for underneath the eyes, but the rest of the face was really nice. And also using the vanilla bean, again, absolutely beautiful to highlight the rest of my face. And if you are fair, you can use these 2 shades for your contour and highlight, and then also these ones to brighten up the face as well. So I do feel like it's a very good palette. I also like the fact that they do a volume 2 as well for the deeper skin tones. I like that it's a travel palette as well, so you can easily take it with you, and it's also cardboard packaging. I just feel like it's really nice and sleek. You can easily wipe it as well. Now mine's already got a little bit messy, but you can easily wipe it. This is a massive palette as well, so I'll show you the difference between this and the eyeshadow palette. So the eyeshadow palette is just a normal size of an eyeshadow palette, and this is the difference between them. So you can see there is a massive difference between the eyeshadow palette and the contour palette. It just shows how big they are, and also how big the pans are as well. I'm going to show you the difference between the size of these pans to the size of the eyeshadow palette pans. Now the eyeshadow ones are pretty much the same as a standard eyeshadow, and also, like I said, it really reminds me of a Huda Beauty palette as well. So that's the difference with the sizes of everything. So you can see that these pans are massive in the contour, but I really like it. I feel like that it blends really nicely, and when I did the swatches, pretty much every single one of them swatched really nicely as well. The only ones I'd say that didn't swatch as well was the shade Nude and also Raw. But when you do have nude shades that are pretty light, it is quite hard to get a really pigmented swatch. Just one swipe felt really nice and creamy and silky when I was swatching them. Also, like I said, very pigmented and very buildable and very blendable as well. So this palette gets a very big thumbs up from me. Again, not sure if I'd pay the $60 for it, just because I'm not really into contour, but you know what, I'm going to reach for this every time I want a contour or bronze. I feel like it's a really good palette. Also, this is one of the products that Neil really liked, and he said that it looked really nice on the skin as well. And he's the type of person that doesn't care about anything to do with makeup. He even had to ask me, what is bronzer, what am I looking at, and had to say to him, you know, it's what warms up the skin. And he said that he really liked it as well. And with the glow powder in French Kiss, this is a very, very beautiful product, and it's a very beautiful shade. Only thing is, it's not very pigmented at all. I had to build it up a lot, and when I looked in natural lighting, I couldn't actually see it on my cheeks at all. Now in these studio lights and on camera, I can see that there's pink there. I can actually see the blush, but in person, you can't actually see it. In natural light, I was looking at it and I was like, I can't really see where the pink is when I was doing the rest of my makeup. And when I asked Neil, he asked me what blush was, because he has no idea. And I said it's the pink that should be on my cheeks. And even he couldn't see any of the pink residue on my cheeks. You could just see a little bit of shimmer. And I find that weird because, like I said, in these lights, I can actually see pink on my cheeks. I mean, I think it's a pretty product if you want to have a highlighter and you want to have a hint of colour. I feel like it is pretty and it did blend out really nicely, but I did need to build it up a lot. It's definitely not worth the money. I don't think I'd pay $28 for another one of these, just because I feel like I have other highlighters and other blushes that I do prefer. For instance, this is one of KAB Cosmetics Blush Milk Palettes in Strawberry Shortcake. If you do want to have a blush, I would say go with one of these palettes. These are all matte, but they're ones where it feels very silky. It feels like cream, but then when you apply it, it's like powder. These have zero fallout, but these I feel like I get so much more pigment out of. You do get 3 different shades in here as well. And this I think is $30. So when you think this is $30, this is $28. I would rather get the Blush Me Up palette because I feel like it is definitely worth the money. And with the Illuminating Dust, this was actually my favourite product that I tested out in this video. I feel like it's very highly pigmented. It looks so beautiful on the skin. You only need the tiniest amount. I didn't even use that much, and look at that highlight on there. And the weird thing was with Neil, he couldn't really notice it, but he said that that's because he doesn't really know what highlighter is. I tried to tell him, and I was like, you know, the bit that's giving me a glow, and he was like, well, you look glowy everywhere. So he said that it was like a middle thumb for him, but I give this a very big thumbs up. I really like it. I would definitely pay the price for another one of these. Only thing is, with this shade, I don't really like to have sort of like pinky highlighters, so I would just probably get a different shade that was more of a champagne highlighter. But if you do like pinky highlighters, then this would be a really good one for you. Like I said, you only need a tiny amount and you get this. I feel like that this looks a little bit like a disco ball at the moment, or a little bit like the Tin Man, but I did try and rein it in with this side. But you know, it's just amazing. It's an amazing product, and I can see myself going to this pretty much all the time that I want a highlighter now. And the last product that I tested out is the Day and Night eyeshadow palette. Now this I actually really like. So I was a little bit not sure when I did my eyeshadow. I wasn't really sure if it was worth the money, but then I did swatches of everything, and the swatches are beautiful. The only ones that I have to say that didn't swatch that much was the bottom row, but I think that's because they are more neutral shades and they are more lighter shades, and you do get some shimmer shades. I've still got them right here on my arm, so I can see some of the shades on here. But the top row swatched amazingly. This middle row is actually my favourite. This shade, Moon Dust right there, this one's a duochrome, and this swatched so beautifully. They all feel really creamy and they're very pigmented. Obviously you only have the odd one that's not as pigmented, so like I said, with these ones they're more of neutral shades on the bottom row. I did also ask Neil about my eyeshadow, and that was the only one that he knew straight away what eyeshadow was. And I closed my eyes and I sort of moved my eyes around, and I had a light shining on me as well. I was like, what do you think of it? Do you like it? And he said that this one gets a thumbs up from him. He really liked it, and I really like the pigmentation. I feel like it is so beautiful on the eyes. They feel nice and creamy when you swatch them, very silky. For me, I personally wouldn't pay $50 odd for this, but that's just because I wouldn't pay that much for an eyeshadow palette anyway. When I did my eyes, they did come out nice, other than obviously Stella. That one wasn't as pigmented as I'd like, but the rest of them were really nice. The mattes are very pigmented as well. Also, the fact that it's a travel palette and it's cardboard is a great thing, and the fact that you get a mirror in there is another great thing. If you would spend $50 on an eyeshadow palette, then I'd say go ahead and get it. Personally, I wouldn't pay the full price for it. What I'd do is I would either use a 15% off coupon code, or I'd wait until there was another coupon code available. So that's everything I tested out from KAB Cosmetics in this video. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If there's anything that you've tried out from KAB Cosmetics that you like or that you don't, just comment down below to let me know. And make sure that you give this video a very big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye!